and see you there. Welcome to Top of the Heap with SUNLUST.
Hi everyone, I'm Steph, and today we're going to be talking about my top 5 influential albums. So for me, my top 5 influential albums are bands that I really got into in high school that really influenced me in songwriting and had a big impact on me musically. So number 5, Bug by Dinosaur Jr. Love Dinosaur Jr., got into them probably in grade 11, just discovering bands in the 90s grunge alternative scene. This was the first album I got into by them, and I used to listen to it driving in a 1984 Volkswagen Rabbit to and from school. So when I listen to this, it brings me right back to those times, so it's a good one. Number 4 on the list, Soup by Blind Melon. Blind Melon was a band that I just totally immersed myself in, got to know their entire catalog, everything about the band, read books about them, watched documentaries. Soup is my favorite album by them. I love the lyrics on this album. So this is my number 4. Number 3 on the list, Pod by The Breeders. I know everyone loves Last Splash, and that's their big album, but I think Pod has just the most, just the best melodies on it. I think it has a great feeling to it. I got into this album because I was discovering the Pixies, because Kurt Cobain said that the Pixies were one of his favorite bands, so I decided to check them out, and I went on this little side path and ended up discovering the Breeders and kind of getting into them first. So this was the album that I really fell in love with, and it's had a big impact on me for sure. Number 2 on the list, Nirvana is probably my biggest influence. I chose Incesticide as the album because when I was getting into Nirvana, it was the age of the internet, and I really just completely divulged into their entire discography all at once and discovered all the rarities and B-sides kind of all at the same time. So there wasn't one particular album by Nirvana that necessarily hit me the hardest, so I feel like the songs on Incesticide best represent me discovering all those little weird Nirvana nuggets and pushing me to be a songwriter and express myself that way. So number 2. Number 1, had to pick Live Through This by Hole, one of my all-time favorite albums. I think this album's amazing. I think every song on this album is perfect. It was one of the first albums I got into that was really a female-focused band, so that had a huge impact on me. Courtney Love was one of the first performers I ever watched and said, oh, that's so cool, I want to do that. So this is my number 1 for sure. I learned how to play guitar learning Hole covers and Nirvana covers, so this album definitely had the biggest impact on me as a songwriter and a musician. So those are my top 5 most influential albums right there, and thanks for checking it out.
SUNLUST, top 5 most influential album. Yeah.